Hello everyone, my name is Shane, your host of the Nexus Media Podcast. Today we are at the UK gala screening of Endurance, the new National Geographic documentary that will be launched on the platform November 1st. We're going to be speaking to Oscar winner Elizabeth Chai Vasarhelyi, other cast members including the expedition lead and some of the producers. Let's get right to it. This documentary really pushes the boundaries in terms of how much the crew had to risk for it. So what attracted you to this mission in particular?
I mean, the film crew on this expedition was utterly incredible. We were down to temperatures of almost minus 50 degrees. I mean, that is seriously dangerous stuff. One of the film crew had his eyelids frozen closed, and we had one crew who did nothing else but service the other crew on the back deck to make sure they didn't get frostbite. I mean, those guys were out at 24 hours a day. They never stopped. They caught everything. I've never known a more professional film crew in my life, and I've been involved in somewhere around about 15 different documentaries.
I can imagine. And what was the process behind creating such a project from what you heard and your input in it?
Okay, so I'm the only guy who's actually there at the moment this project was conceived in 2012 and who is still there 10 years later when we found the wreck. I mean, it was an incredible journey, it really was. And yes, we failed a few times. We had an expedition in 2019 where everything could have gone wrong, went wrong. It was seriously bad stuff. But we learned from our mistakes, and we came back again 3 years later in 2022, and this time using different techniques, different methodologies, different technology, we found the wreck.
It's truly such an incredible story from what I've heard. How does it feel to have it premiering here at London Film Festival?
Yeah, I mean, to be here in London, you know, the center of the film world, with a film like this, I mean, those of us who are on this ship, who are part of the project, we just feel so proud. And yes, we have actually seen the film, and believe me, it is brilliant.
I can imagine. And to end this off, if you could describe Endurance in 3 words, what would they be and why?
Endurance in 3 words. Endurance. It'd be determination. It'd be exploration. 4 words. It would be ability to pivot, not to be beaten. It'd be about courage. 5 words. Leadership. Leadership.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Thanks. To start, this documentary really pushes the boundaries in terms of how much the crew had to risk for it. So what attracted you to this mission in particular?
I've been working in Antarctica for over 30 years. So for me, this is the ultimate exploration challenge. So when I was asked by the Falkland Maritime Heritage Trust to be the expedition leader, I didn't need to think twice. You know, within a second, I said, yes, I'll be the expedition leader. But it was an immensely challenging expedition. We're going to places that very, very few people have ever been before. We needed a very strong ice-breaking ship. We took 2 helicopters with us. We had 2 marine robotic vehicles. I had an expedition team of 65 to look after and keep safe. Ship's crew of 45. Everyone worked together. It was a fantastic team. And yeah, we had the absolute dream result of finding the Endurance. But I think none of us really expected to find the ship in that incredible condition. She is sitting on the sea floor just as she sank back in 21st of November 1915. She sits in exactly the same pristine nature on the seafloor. She hasn't been eaten by wood-boring worms. The cold has helped preserve her. She's in total darkness at 10,000 feet. She's in absolutely beautiful condition.
It's such an incredible process and an incredible story. What was it like having that historical knowledge of the project going in?
I think it really helped me to understand it. You know, I've worked at Scott Polar Research Institute in Cambridge, where they have Shackleton's original diary from the Endurance. The captain of the ship, Frank Worsley, his diary is at Scott Polar as well. So I'd read those diaries before going. So I had a lot of historical knowledge and context, and knowing how important this expedition was, and that we had this unique opportunity to go and find the ship. And we were just so lucky to have Nico Vincent and his subsea team from Deep Ocean Search, because without them we wouldn't have found the ship. Yes, I got the expedition onto the search site, but without Nico and his team, with their expertise diving those saber-tooth vehicles 10,000 feet under ice, never been attempted before, very high risk operation, but they pulled it off magnificently. It was incredible.
Yeah, it honestly is incredible. And to end off, How would you describe endurance in 3 words?
Endurance in 3 words. Simply bloody fantastic.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Chai, it's great to meet you. What was the inspiration behind endurance? I have to ask.
I mean, the story of Ernest Shackleton is one of the greatest survival stories ever told.
And what were some challenges you guys had to endure making this documentary? Because I know for this one the crew was massive and you had to go against all odds. So I can imagine there being quite a few.
I think the greatest challenge was how to intertwine the two storylines, because they took place, 100 years apart, over 100 years apart, and also with very different stakes. Like the original Shackleton expedition is really one of the greatest survival stories ever told, which is different from the exploration in 2022, and it was about finding that balance.
I can imagine. And what was it like to direct such a project with history that roots back to over 100 years ago?
Oh, it was amazing. I love these stories. I mean, Jimmy and I had been itching to retell the Shackleton story for a long time, and so when they found the boat, it was kind of an opportunity to bring it back to life.